everyone. So in today's video we are talking all about living in a sorority house, and I asked you guys here on YouTube in a community post to comment down questions that you guys had about living in a sorority house and answer all of your questions. I'm currently a senior, if you guys didn't know, so I've lived in my sorority house 2 years. So my freshman year I lived in the dorms, sophomore year I lived in an apartment, and then junior and senior year I lived here in my sorority house. So I've had the experience of all those things. So I just wanted to make a video answering any questions that you guys had, because I know before I lived in a sorority, or even in high school looking up videos or researching what college life is like, it was always something I was interested in and wanted to do, but there wasn't really much information out there from people of what it was really like to live in. So here I am today answering all your questions, and it is a cold day today, so I have my warm coffee here and it's kind of gloomy outside. Hopefully the lighting isn't too bad, but I'm just going to be reading off your questions that you guys had and answering them. And if you guys have any other questions, comment down below and I will try my best to get to your question and answer it. So before getting into the questions, I just want to say that my experience from junior year to this year has been completely a 180. My experience last year, did I like it? Yes, I did like it. That's why I decided to live in again. But this year, like, I absolutely love it. And now that only having a couple months left of undergrad before I graduate, I'm really sad and going to honestly miss probably living in probably the most. So yeah, I just absolutely love it. I love it so much, and I would recommend anyone to do it if you get the chance to. The first question is, what's the worst and best part about living in a sorority house? So I would go with definitely going back into the best part. The best part is, it's honestly so many things. I'm gonna just list a few. So the best part is literally having your best friends all live under the same roof, and when you're bored, being able to just go downstairs and hang out with them, or go to meals and hang out with them all the time. You're just always here, and easily being able to borrow clothes, and the food, so nice, the location, just so many perks. It's just so convenient, and it just makes it super easy. But like, just having your friends like right down the hall is so fun. I absolutely love it. And even in addition to that, like, so many more girls that you get to hang out with and see all the time. Like, we're always constantly passing each other in the halls, obviously, and if we're walking to go wash our face or something, we're like chatting it up with people I haven't talked to in a bit. So like, there's just always people around, and it's just a really fun experience. Because last year, if you guys knew, my roommate and I lived in a room where we had our own private bathroom, and in theory, like, in the moment I liked it, but I didn't realize how closed off it made us last year. Like, we didn't run into like anybody, and it was like just us two like the whole year, and it just really did not allow us to be social. So coming in this year with having our new room and doing the community style bathrooms, it has made us so social, especially me, because I'm such an introvert. But this year, especially with COVID and everything and having to quarantine, I'm just a completely like different person when it comes to being more social. Like, I love now being around people. Like, I love when I'm like brushing my teeth in the morning, talking to people, and just having everyone around. So I love it. That's just my favorite part about it. And then worst part is, I guess, like, what was nice about living in an apartment is being able to host and have people over. We're all over 21, my friends are, so, and you can't have alcohol in the facilities even though we're of age, so that kind of sucks. So you don't really feel like fully able to be an adult and live in your own place and have people over, and just being able to enjoy a glass of wine or something. So that kind of sucks. Just having your own space and like an apartment is probably like the worst part about it. I'll just probably say that, just not having your own full space and like a big space, because we all have these like rooms that are small. Yeah, those were long answers, but I think that's what I will say for those ones. Next question is, do you think the all-female environment is a good or bad thing? I love it, honestly. I don't know. I guess I'm someone who's like a typical sorority girl, if you will. Like, I've always loved the idea of like living in a house with 60 different girls. And you know, I just like, we'll have like nights where we're all downstairs. Like, we all just watched the Grammys last night. Every Monday we have Bachelor Mondays. We ordered cookies, and just like, we'll have Just Dance nights, and we'll be like down in our rec room playing Just Dance, and just like, it has been such a great environment. Like, I love it. Last year, I will say, the environment was not as close as we have become this year, like with everyone living in. And I think it really just depends on the group of people that you're living with, because this year, I don't know what it is, but this year, like so many of us who have lived in, like we all get along with like the sophomores who live in as seniors, and we all hang out in the rec room and we'll watch movies together or whatever, and it's just so chill and like a fun vibe. It's just great. It really is like a sleepover all the time, and I personally love the environment. Like there's not really drama that really happens. Like I feel like that's what everyone's concerns are at first when you're living in a house with 60 girls. How is there not going to be drama? But there really isn't ever drama, at least that I've been aware of. Like pretty low key and it's pretty chill, I would say. Someone asked, what is your biggest pet peeve? And I think probably, if I had to choose one, is like hair in the showers. But luckily we do have a cleaning service, so they clean every single day, and so that rarely happens. It's pretty rare because we have a few different showers. It's not really common where every time you go in the shower there's hair in there, because they do get cleaned every single day, and for the most part people are pretty good about it. But if it does happen, that would probably be my biggest pet peeve of living in. But it doesn't happen all the time, so yeah. Someone asked, what's your opinion on sleeping porches? So if you guys don't know what sleeping porches are, it's like this one large room with bunk beds, and that's where the girls sleep, and then they have day rooms where it's just like their rooms minus the beds. I personally have never lived in the sleeping porch. Like as you guys can see, we have our beds in our room. Only about 16 of the girls who live in out of like 60 live in the sleeping porch. Pretty much everyone I've talked to about their experience hasn't minded. They say it's really nice because they can like just go to sleep and not have to worry if the roommate's staying up later. They don't have to worry about making noise. Like I know right now that's probably the sucky part right now, because as you guys know, I'm a student teacher, so I have to be up at like 5:30 a.m. every morning, and my roommate's obviously sleeping, so you know, having the alarm go off and trying to get ready in the dark is just like really hard. So like in that case, it would be super nice to just be able to get ready in my own space and not have to like worry about waking up other people. From what I heard, the sleeping porches are not bad. I personally haven't lived in a sleeping porch, so I can't give you my full opinion on them, but from what I've heard, I don't think they're bad. All right, next is, what is the food like in the house? So we do have meal service, so we have a few chefs that come in every single day and cook us breakfast during the weekdays, lunch, and dinner, and the food is so good. We have such a great variety of different food, and it is so yummy. I posted a few vlogs, like college week in my life, of type of food we have and stuff, so if you guys are interested, I would just go back and watch those. But we have such great food. Like last night they made canes, and they had like, it was like chicken strips and toast with like fries, and then like today we had like jerk chicken tacos, and it's just like so good. Like I look forward to it so much. So next year when I don't live in, I'm probably gonna miss the food service like the most, not having to cook food. Like I just forget these things, like even cleaning the bathroom, like we don't have to do that. Like I said, we have a cleaning service, so it's just like those little things I'm gonna like really miss next year. I live in a house, but it's great. All right, next is, what is the parking like? So we do have a few parking spots. I think we have about, honestly I'm not exactly sure, I'm just gonna throw a random number out, see if I'm right, 20 to 30 parking spots right outside our house. And so you don't have to actually pay for parking when you live in, which is super nice. Another huge perk of living in, because parking like on campus is like, I believe $700 for the year, and when you live in, you don't have to pay for parking. So parking, it all is based off of a point system of how you get to live in. So based on your involvement, if you attend chapters, if you attend different events or volunteer, attend philanthropies, it's really easy to get points, but that's how you're ranked on a point system. So people with the highest points choose their rooms, choose parking spots, and so on. So my roommate and I were like first on the list last year, so we were able to pick our room and pick our parking spots. So yeah, that's how that works. So first few girls, 20 to 30, I don't know exactly, have their parking spots that they're assigned and choose, and then that's your spot. So it's really nice, and it's super convenient because it's right outside our house. Someone asked, do you ever just want your own space? I guess yes, but I don't really mind it that much. I think because my roommate and I both have pretty different schedules, so like we're not always in our room at the same time. I think if we were, I probably would care for it more. But for the most part, we're not in our room at the same time all day. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I just want my own space, because we kind of give each other space. But I mean, yes. But I also love having a roommate. Like when my roommate's gone or like out of town, like I do miss having a roommate. So yeah. Next question is, do you find it frustrating that you eat out when you're wasting the meal you paid for in the house? Kinda. Well, I actually rarely, I could probably count on my hands how many times I've eaten out on a weekday that we receive meals, because I don't like spending money on food if food's free at the house, obviously. So I really try to limit this. Like the only times really I'll eat out if we have food at the house is like if it's a birthday dinner or something like that, then I'll eat out. But I kind of make up for it because I will save lunch. I'll save like a meal for like the weekend, because weekends we don't get food. So like I'll save a meal for the weekend, so it kind of makes up for it in that way. But you try not to like waste, because I'm paying for it anyways. So yeah, I really limit if I eat out when there's food at the house. I pretty much like never do that. I always eat at the house. So I haven't really come across that too much. All right, and then the last question is, what is the best thing that has come from always being surrounded by your sorority sisters? Honestly, this year, like I said, I've grown so much. How I was last year compared to this year is just so different, and I like this year has helped me grow and get out of my shell so much more. Like I'm a way more social person. I enjoy now being around people. I love talking to other people. Even if we're not talking, I just love being around people now. Like last year I was just always to myself. I literally did not really interact with people all the time. It was just me pretty much. And the best thing about being around everyone is just getting to get out of my comfort zone. Like even as a senior, like from freshman year talking about how to get out your comfort zone to like now, I'm still always learning, you know. So now as a senior, I've like grown so much when it comes to that stuff, and they seriously just put me in like the best mood ever. Like I have laughed this year so much more than I have in the past 4 years of all college. Like this year, just being around everyone and, you know, telling each other jokes, like it's just been so great, and I've just had the best experience ever this year living in, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like it was so fun. And yeah, I'm really trying to cherish all these last like couple moments that I have, because we have just a couple months before I'm out of here and won't ever live in here again. So I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. But yeah, just being around them has really just added so much joy into my life, and I couldn't be happier. So yeah, that is probably the best thing, is being able, literally just being so happy being around everyone and getting to hang out with everyone and putting me in the greatest mood. It's the best. After especially coming home from long days of teaching and then coming back and hanging out with my friends and eating meals together and just laughing and hanging out is just like the absolute best thing ever. And I'm gonna miss it so much next year. Definitely like what I'm gonna miss the most. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learning a little bit more about my experience living in a sorority house and more of what it's like. Again, if you guys have any more questions about it, let me know down below. I'll answer any of your guys' questions. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys.